Title: My daughter's teacher called. Your daughter fainted. Come now. Start: I was halfway through a meeting when the call came. My phone vibrated once, then again. The tone of the nurse's voice, steady, controlled, too controlled, told me everything was wrong. Your daughter fainted. You need to come now. I drove like the road owed me answers. When I reached the school, my wife was already there, wringing her hands like she needed an audience to witness her panic. But the second the nurse looked at her, something shifted. A hesitation, a question she didn't want to ask. She's severely malnourished, the nurse said carefully. When did she last eat? This morning, I answered without blinking. My wife went pale. The teacher pulled me aside. We need to talk about the lunches your wife packs. She opened the tiny pink lunchbox, and the truth I'd been circling for months finally stood still. Nothing. But not the innocent nothing of a forgotten lunch. No, the kind of nothing that had been scraped clean, rinsed, erased. An intentional nothing. 3 months of nothing. And I felt something quiet snap inside me. There was a time my wife could talk her way out of anything. The kind of woman who smiled with her whole face, who made people lean in just to stay in her orbit. I had fallen for that smile. But somewhere along the way, it became a mask she wore to hide disdain. For me, for our daughter, for any life that required effort. She said motherhood drained her. She said our daughter wasn't hungry anyway. She said so many things that sounded reasonable, until the nurse's eyes told me the truth. Our daughter hadn't fainted from heat or stress. She had fainted from starvation, rendered invisible by the one person meant to protect her. And suddenly, all the small signs sharpened. The way our daughter hesitated before saying she ate. The way my wife always insisted she'd already given her a snack. The way she rushed to take the lunchbox out of my hands every morning. I had missed it, but I wasn't going to miss anything else. While my wife sobbed theatrically in the hallway, I crouched beside my daughter, held her tiny hand, and felt rage coil like wire around my spine. The teacher whispered, "This isn't the first time she's come in pale. We tried calling you before, but your wife insisted it wasn't necessary." The hallway suddenly felt colder. That night, after our daughter was asleep, full, finally full, I opened the kitchen trash. Under the coffee grounds, her lunches. Every one. Packed neatly, hidden deliberately. No excuses left. Just proof. And in that moment, my anger didn't explode. It crystallized. I didn't confront her that night, or the next. I went quiet. She mistook it for forgiveness. She didn't recognize preparation when she saw it. I started documenting everything. Photos of discarded lunches. Screenshots of messages where she insisted I stop giving her extra food. Medical reports. A private notebook the lawyer told me to keep. I installed a camera above the trash can, a small one, the kind she'd never notice. 2 weeks later, I had exactly 14 videos of her tossing our daughter's prepared lunches, replacing them with empty boxes, and acting put upon by the overwhelming responsibility of feeding a child she no longer cared to acknowledge. Then came the bank statements. School fees unpaid despite me depositing money monthly. Groceries charged, but nothing in the fridge. Her secret Venmo transfers to someone I didn't recognize, a man who suddenly made her smile at her phone the way she never smiled at us. Every betrayal braided together. Every thread pointed toward the same cold truth. She had stopped choosing us a long time ago. I didn't want a fight. I wanted a reckoning. The day of the parent-teacher meeting, I invited her. She thought we were going to present a united front. She wore her best dress. She rehearsed lines in the car, talking points to make herself look overwhelmed, sympathetic, misunderstood. My silence unsettled her. When we arrived, the teacher, the nurse, the counselor, and the principal were already seated. Her smile faltered. The lunchbox sat in the center of the table, empty again. and the camera footage waited on the laptop in front of them. "My husband and I," she began. "No," I said quietly, and her breath hitched. "You don't speak for me." I plugged in the flash drive, pressed play. She watched herself toss lunch after lunch into the trash. Fast, without hesitation, like feeding our daughter was optional. Her hand flew to her mouth, but the tears didn't come fast enough to save her. The nurse leaned forward. "This is neglect." My wife shook her head, stammering excuses, but the counselor cut her off. "Your daughter fainted. This is not a misunderstanding." I slid the stack of medical reports across the table, then the bank statements, then the messages. Each item was a nail. Each silence from her was a confirmation. When she realized I was the one who orchestrated this, that every person in the room knew the truth, something in her eyes cracked. The principal cleared his throat. "Given this evidence, Child Protective Services will be notified." My wife turned to me, trembling. "You did this." "Yes." My voice didn't shake. "You gave me the materials. I just arranged them." The custody hearing was quick, too quick for her. The judge looked at the footage twice and awarded me full custody on the spot. Temporary at first, then permanent. She left the courtroom sobbing. But for once, no one rushed after her, not even me. I sit now in my daughter's room, watching her sleep, full and safe and finally free. People think revenge is loud, messy, chaos exploding outward. But the most effective revenge is quiet, precise, justified. I didn't yell, I didn't threaten, I didn't need to. I simply held up a mirror and let her destroy herself with her own reflection. And as I turn off the light, I know one thing with absolute certainty. Some betrayals deserve nothing less than the truth. And the truth, when delivered correctly, is the sharpest blade I've ever held.